Hi you guys, so today we are going to be swatching out the Lorac MegaPro palette. So I got it in the mail a couple weeks ago and I was so excited, but I actually have not even opened this yet because I wanted to swatch it out for you guys. So this is what the palette looks like. I do have the Lorac Pro palette and the Pro palette too. I actually swatched those two out to compare. I will leave the link to that video below and I'll leave it around here if you want to take a look at that. Starting off with the packaging, it's beautiful. It's so sleek. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but I want to say it was around like $60 or so, which I think was completely reasonable because you got 32 colors, and I do believe, I think it's still out of stock. So if you do not have this palette, I don't think you can get it right now. I actually got mine on Amazon because Lorac was working with Amazon in selling this palette. So hopefully it'll be available for those who did not get it. But if you're curious to see what the colors look like, so you get 16 matte shades and 16 shimmer shades. I do believe some of them are repeats from the Pro and the Pro palette too. I think it says which ones are repeats, but there aren't a lot. Before the sun sets on me, I'm going to swatch it out, starting with the matte shades. This is the color Cream. And I am not using any sort of primer or anything. Next is the color Fawn. Fawn is also like a creamy color, almost like an apricot sort of undertone, so it is a little bit more warm than Cream. Next we have the color Camel. Right here is the color Camel, going into that like creamy rust sort of color. Next we have Sepia. We have Dusty Plum. We have the color Orchid. That's the color Orchid. In person, it looks a little bit like lavender, but with like that bubblegum pink. Next is the color Mulberry. Next we have Espresso, which I'm pretty sure Espresso is from the Lorac Pro palette. Next we have White. Next we have the color Khaki. Next we have Brown. Next we have Stone. This is like a cool toned gray, like a slate. Next we have Lilac. Lilac is a very light, cool toned purple. Next we have Wisteria. Next we have Gray, which looks kind of bluish. It's like a dark blue toned gray. And then we have Black. Is both in the Lorac Pro palette and Pro palette too. Let's admire the matte shades. Made a mess down here, girl. Now these are all matte colors and none of them look dull or anything like that. They're super velvety. All right, let's move on to this other arm. And we are now moving into the shimmer shades, starting off with Opal. Hold on. So it's like a cream with gold reflection in it. Next we have Sand. Next we have Copper. Literally like a copper penny. Next we have Sienna. Next we have Apricot. This is like a shimmery coral. Next we have the color Blush. Next we have the color Merlot. Next we have the color Indigo, which it looks like it can be kind of chunky. Just looking at in here, I'll show you. This is a super fun color. It has blue and violet sparkle in it. I just realized I probably should have started my swatches up here. So the last row I actually am going to swatch out on top, and it's going to go into my arrow. But just so there's no confusion, the top row is actually the last row. So this is the color Vanilla, which I tried swatching out here, and it was like that. I'm like, that's not going to work. So this is Vanilla. I feel like Vanilla is a very neutral tone, so it's definitely not as cool as like the sand, but it's not as warm as the opal. It does have that shimmer, that reflection to it, but I think it's not as metallic as like these first three. So this is Vanilla. Next we have Cashmere. Next we have Smoky Topaz. Next we have Dusty Rose. Next we have Granite. Next we have Maroon. Next we have Deep Teal. Last but not least, we have Caviar. So there we have all the shimmer shades. These are gorgeous also because although they're all shimmer shades, some of them have different finishes. So some are a little bit more chunky, some are a little bit more metallic, some are a little bit more reflective, but all of them are gorgeous. So here you have all of these colors swatched out for you guys. You can create so many different looks with this one palette. So it is a little bit more pricey. It is a big investment, but look at the colors that you get. Here you have matte shades. Here you have the shimmer shades. So just my first impression, just by swatching these out, I can tell you this. They are all super, super velvety. So soft, very pigmented, great balance of both warm tones and cool tones. I love the variety and I cannot wait to play with these colors. And I've been so good with waiting on opening this and swatching them out for you guys. So now that I finally have done that, I can finally play with it. So that being said, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing these colors swatched out. If any of you guys did manage to get your hands on this palette, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played around or anything like that. Those of you who weren't able to get it, I really hope that you can get it soon. Did I just scratch you? Huh. Oh no. I just scratched Deep Teal. I'm sorry. Leave any questions or comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy this. You can click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And as always, be sure to stay happy, you guys.